Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to the Ronnoco podcast number 2. On this podcast, we're all about doing world firsts. And please, if someone has already done this, please notify me. But we are the first podcast to ever have a moose come talk. Alright? Never been done before. As you can see, I am joined by a laptop, which actually does have my good friend Moose from back home in Australia on. After he really wanted, he was just like, "Whoa, man, that was the coolest thing you've ever done. Please put me on the show." And well, he's here. He's here. Great friend of mine, and he's obviously long-time listener of the Ronnoco cast. So yeah, hey Moose, how's it going?
What's up, bro?
Yeah, how's it been back in Oz, mate?
Yeah, it's good. It's starting to get cold, man. The snow season's only about a month away now, so pretty stoked on that. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, man, 100%. The Oz season, definitely on its way. I saw that most of the resorts got some snow last night or this morning, so that's good to hear. Good to hear.
I think it's actually meant to snow all weekend. I've seen Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was meant to snow. They've got the snow guns going, so I think they did get a bit over the weekend. I've seen a photo, 8th of May, with snow on it, so that's really positive. Hopefully get a good season again.
Yeah, damn, that's, dude, super stoked for you, and extremely jealous, wish I was there. But, bigger fish to fry over here, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can come back if you want.
Yeah. I definitely could, but I don't want to. Not yet, at least, not yet.
We're kind of hanging on you to come back, mate.
Yeah, I've heard, but yeah, man. So obviously, like last week, the podcast, or it was about something to do with snow. This week, still going to sort of keep the whole idea of talking about snow seasons, etc. And you know, just the difficult things that some choices and decisions people have to make. Moose, you obviously haven't joined me over here. And just wanted to sort of talk about, not exactly the struggles that happen back home in Oz that sort of keep you down, but, the reasons as to why, for some people, it can be hard to make the leap and just sort of drop everything. Thoughts and opinions?
I mean, I really do want to do a season. I don't know where. I'd love to come to Canada with you, would be great, but your visa's up now, so that's kind of off the cards. Yeah. Austria would be really cool.
Yeah, 100%. That's another difficult place. Another difficult place to get, obviously working visas, seeing as, you obviously are blessed in the situation of having a chance to get a UK passport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that does make it a little bit easier for me. I've looked into it. I've definitely got the ball rolling. I've got to, just really find some time to get down to the UK embassy and get the ball rolling on that. But apart from that, things that hold you back from going and doing something like that, previous commitments, like work or, money is probably
the biggest one,
probably the biggest killer for people who wanted to go overseas and do a season, like not being able to save enough money or worried about not having enough money when they come over to do the season.
100%.
So that would deter people a lot. It didn't really deter me, but it kind of forced my hand and actually made me stay here, not having the money due to other circumstances. So a bit frustrating, but also a bit lazy. I reckon if I tried harder, I'd be able to move overseas for sure. Yeah,
I think that's another thing. Like a lot of people, like especially from my last 2 years, a lot of people will message me saying things like, "Man, I wish I could do what you're doing," and a lot of those people have been in the exact same situation as me, but it's just it comes down to commitment, I guess. Like if you honestly really want something, you'll go do it, and it's like instead of Friday night with the boys, throwing pineapples down Big Red, you're hanging out at home.
The Friday nights with the boys, they're hard because they often turn into Saturday mornings with the boys.
They definitely get you.
There's potential for blowouts for sure.
Yeah. You know what, it's funny actually having you on here. it's funny because obviously I had Steph on last week whenever we last did this podcast, and I spoke about how like when I did come home in that 5-month period, the amount of time I actually like just worked and didn't actually go out. You're probably another person who can vouch for that because I was very much just completely work driven and barely did anything else.
I can definitely back that comment up.
Yeah.
You did come to the snow when you could, but there was a couple of one trip for sure where you didn't come to the snow.
Yeah.
And me and Steph went. That was heaps fun.
Yeah.
I feel like me and Steph bonded that weekend, and we really became better friends because of it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it just shows that I am the shit piece in this puzzle. So I'm the piece of the puzzle with the broken little bits. But yeah. But yeah, to retouch back on that subject you were talking about before about the visas and stuff, like Austria and stuff, I think, it's like really shit that countries that are all under this whole common, the Commonwealth, obviously there's a big push for like the trade, well not the trade, but the free moving of people. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great to let these people just, if they're like, obviously they reach the requirements to be allowed into a country, to be able to just move freely. I just think it'd be great.
I think the visa thing, just in general, not even just within the Commonwealth, like Australia, New Zealand, Great Britain. Is Canada a part of the Commonwealth?
Yeah, dude, yeah, they definitely are.
Yeah, they are. So, like, I mean, obviously they've got their reasons, and I'm no, like,
you're no head of the government.
Hey?
You're no head honcho in the government, no.
Oh, Lord knows. Lord knows. The good Lord knows I'm not. But the point I'm trying to make here is that I think visas should be more accessible for, without trying to like sound like it should be too easy, for like people under 30. We should be able, between our Commonwealth, between our countries and that are in the Commonwealth, we should be able to travel for more than 2 years.
Yeah.
On a working visa.
And like, I feel like,
it seems like a good idea, especially when you got like Aussies going to Canada, or Canadians coming to Australia or New Zealand. The working visa is a bit silly. Even like stepping outside of the Commonwealth thing. A mate of mine from the States was here in Australia over the summer period to wakeboard.
Yeah.
And he loves it here. He really does love it here. But he's over 30 and he's really, really struggling to get a visa. He wants to move back. He wants to move here and live in Australia for good, but he's really struggling to get a visa.
Yeah.
I've
heard that with Americans, hey. Like, I feel like America, I've never obviously tried to get an American visa, but from what I've heard, it is like the most difficult visa to get. And it's like and obviously it's the most difficult visa to receive if you're an American trying to go anywhere else. Really strange. America, like I'd obviously like doing a season or something in like Mount Hood or like Mammoth would be awesome. Yeah, it would be awesome. But I don't know. Like
with the States though, they're I feel like we know that they're way more strict on their visa applications and stuff like that. Not because of one particular thing, but I feel like they just kind of have a shit time with like terrorism and shit like that.
Yeah, they definitely
sucks. But,
they definitely do. But yeah. So what else? Well, you just cracked open a beer, so I'll twist one open, and we'll have a bit of it. I'll just tap on the screen. Yeah, mate, yeah, enjoy. Make sure I don't spill beer in my fucking expensive laptop.
Is that the Moose Ale?
Yeah, you better believe it's the Moose beer, mate.
Always got a part of it with you wherever you go.
Yeah, that's it, man, that's it.
And on your leg.
Yeah, that too. Another thing, I want to talk about, myself and Moose, both big, I would say we're pretty big sports fans. There's been a lot of controversy over the last maybe month or so with a certain player in particular in the rugby union, and it's pretty much just a topic that has always been an issue in Australian sport, and that is Australian sports stars and social media. Big issue. So if you don't know, Israel Folau used to be a great NRL player, moved to the AFL, was paid quite heavily to endorse and bring up the Greater Western Sydney Giants, which he did, but he was shocking at AFL. So he jumped boat,
below average player.
Definitely below average. But yeah, so he jumped boat and he's gone to the rugby union, where he's absolutely, hands down, one of the best players we've had in a while. And he is, unfortunately, what did you say, what happened to him today? He
found guilty of high-level breach of his contract. So pretty much he made some comments on Twitter about gay people and how he's anti-gay and doesn't really, because of his religious views, not just because of him, but it's his religious views. So, and there is a clause in his contract where something to do with what he says on social media and, current events, that he's breached his contract, and it's not looking good for him, really. I think they're talking about dropping him completely.
Yeah, but
I was actually listening this morning on the radio. They were talking about whether or not he should be allowed back into the NRL. And personally, I feel like it would be a great gain for the NRL.
100%, man.
Bring a player like that back, you're just bringing back a lot of
not even just
baggage.
Not even just that. Like, with what's happened with him right now, it's just going to have so much social media upbringing. So the first game he plays back in the NRL, and etc., it will just continue to just grow. But what annoys me is that we live in a world where someone who is good at what he does, one of the greatest, is about to get dropped because of something he posted on social media, regardless of if it's of how offensive it is. It's his religious views. It is beyond me that he can potentially lose, obviously, his Australian contract and his team in the Wallabies.
Yeah, his spot in the Wallaby side is definitely up for grabs. I mean, I'm not the biggest rugby union follower or fan, but I've kind of not been following this story, but I've been listening to it and paying attention to it. It does seem a little bit harsh that he's going to lose, his contract and his position in the side.
Yeah.
But contracts are there for this reason, because they want to, limit or
but how
put
far?
a cap on what people can and can't do. And when it comes down to it, he's not just an Australian rugby union player or an ex-NRL football player. He is a role model and an icon for kids. You look at players like Cameron Smith, playing for the Melbourne Storm. Now they're in the spotlight for the bad reasons. Always in the spotlight for good reasons. And, keeps his nose clean, stays out of trouble. So.
But you got to remember though, we are the people that put this person into the spotlight. As much as I do agree that he obviously has broken whatever the contract is and he knew what he signed, I just find it ridiculous that it sort of feels like, and among probably all sports at the moment, is that they can't turn off. They are constantly working. So if they're not training and not playing, they have to constantly be thinking about what they're going to post on social media and how it's going to affect them as a person, as a player. I just find it ridiculous that his religious views and that one post.
Constantly in the spotlight, and he knows that he's constantly in the spotlight. It's people like that. I'm not saying try to excuse him or defend the ARU, but if you're in the spotlight like that, and you make a comment. I mean, he would have known when he made the comment that it was going to have some sort of backlash.
Yeah.
You just got to stop and think, is this comment about my views really worth my career? Maybe he never thought that it was going to blow up like this, but surely he thought there was going to be some repercussions more than just a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, I guess so. There's obviously always two sides to this, but I do feel like the penalty that is getting slapped against him is a little bit harsh for someone who's literally just. At the end of the day, we're continuing to grow in this world of where people cannot say whatever they want because everyone is so fucking hypersensitive. Honestly, Israel Folau reckons that gays should go die. Fucking good on for Israel Folau for thinking that. If you're a gay person and I got nothing against them. My best mate's the Wiz, he loves it.
Shout out the Wiz.
Yeah, great guy. The Wiz, currently in China. Fun fact.
China?
Yeah, traveling China. Yeah, he's in China.
I haven't seen that dude in forever, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I seen him.
Yeah, likewise. But anyway, yeah, so like it's just people just need to sort of get over it. If it's not on a personal attack on you, like. But then again, I'm not the person. I don't know if Israel Folau was to say that I think all straight people should die. I probably still wouldn't care. But that's just me as a person. I just don't really give any fucks.
I think what could, not what makes it worse, but what makes it more not the right thing to say is that last year or the year before, I can't remember exactly when, we voted in to legalise gay marriage.
Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah. Last year. So maybe if they if you had said these comments before it was legalised, it could have been interpreted differently.
Yeah.
But you know what the media does? The media blows it out of proportion of like wild.
Yeah.
But maybe if it hadn't been legalised, his comments would have stood more of a not a chance, but like they wouldn't have been criticised as much because widely accepted in Australia would have been the opinion that gays can't get married, but now that they can, you got to take into consideration that as well.
Yeah.
I think that's just my opinion. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too well rounded on the whole Israel Folau thing.
Yeah.
But
like it's not even just Israel Folau. Like we can dive in pretty deep on just social media and rugby league players in general. Like I don't know what it is, man. You get like you give like.
Don't know where to start.
You give a rugby league, you give him a
players in the NRL that have been given a second chance after they've done something stupid on social media.
Yeah.
And players that haven't been given a second chance. Look at Mitchell Pearce. I know he didn't post that video of him and the dog, but it was definitely put up on social media and it tarnished his career.
Well, what about the bloke? What about
they accepted him back.
Yeah. What about the bloke who plays for the Broncos? Right now, this is to compare. The two situations. What's his name? Matt Lodge.
Matt Lodge.
Yeah. So Matt Lodge. Yeah.
And broken entered and bashed the family or something like that. Like don't quote me, but it was something along those lines.
Yeah. So pretty much. Yeah. Went and did some pretty nasty things, like proper physical, physical harm. But yet he's allowed to play in the NRL. He obviously had to. He was sat down for like a season or something, was he?
He was barred for a year.
Yeah.
But that, last I heard, which was last NRL season, that there was still something up in, like, that hadn't been closed yet, that case.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that the family's still coming after him for money or...
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just, like, personal damage. It was, like, he broke a whole bunch of their stuff in their house. Yeah. I've seen a video of it somewhere once.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
But, but regardless, like, he's back in the game...
Well, he got a second chance.
Yeah, and I just mean, obviously, Israel Folau will definitely be given a second chance. But when you compare the pair, it's like breaking and entering a social media post, and it's just like, how do we stand that you can do, so one person can literally cause physical harm, the other person can update a status, and potentially get the same thing. It's sort of beyond me, hey.
I mean, if you asked an everyday, NRL fan who Matt Lodge was, I don't reckon all of them would be able to tell you who he is.
I feel like a fair bit would, man. I knew a fair bit about him.
Well, okay, fair.
Yeah.
I feel like if you went to rugby union and you asked a rugby union fan who Israel Folau was, and even NRL, like he's just such a... the profile of the player shouldn't matter, but I feel like it does a little bit in this situation.
Yeah.
And not just because of what he did or what he said, but because of, like Ron said, he's one of the best, rugby union players going around right now. So just makes it even worse for him, his position in the spotlight. So it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. I hope that he bounces back and gets a second chance and gets all this media off his back. Maybe some time away from the game. I don't know. Maybe if he comes back to the NRL, he might be all right.
I honestly hope he does. I honestly hope he does come back to the NRL.
I hope he bounces back. I don't really care if he plays NRL again.
It's such a strange thing because NRL and rugby union are obviously two different leagues, but just over the last few years watching both quite heavily, I don't know, I feel like especially when it comes to normal comp games, the NRL is definitely dragging in a lot more players and it'll be great for the game, but in saying that, he's definitely an asset for the rugby union community because I know they started televising the Shoot Shield last season to try and build it up a little bit bigger. But yeah, hopefully whatever the situation works out for Israel. I'm a firm believer in that he shouldn't get anything really slapped on. Like he said what he said. People fucking say fucked up shit all the time. Just fucking move on. Like,
how long ago did he make these comments? I feel like this has been going on for ages. It's been a while. It's because it was a massive court. They had a massive court case and stuff. So it's been a while. They had a court case for it?
Yeah.
So this is how like out of the loop I am with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but like keeping on the topic of social media, you're one of the very few people I know that actually doesn't use Facebook.
Okay, so if somebody was to go on their phone right now and like try, if they're friends with me and go onto my account, I'm pretty sure my account is active at the moment, but that's only because I use Messenger to talk to you because you're overseas, talk to my other friends that are overseas. But mainly, just use Instagram, Facebook.
Just hold on a second, Moose. We're just clarifying that you can't find you on Facebook.
You can.
We can find you. So Steph found you.
Moose Lanko, is a legend.
I think the reason for that is my account's active because I use Messenger.
Yeah. But
other than that, I don't have the app. I'd show you right now, but I'm talking to you on my phone.
Yeah, that's alright. We believe you. We believe you.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like I use Instagram a lot. I use YouTube a lot. I don't really use Snapchat. I do a little bit. But when it comes to Facebook, I just don't like the fact that you can't control what you see.
Yeah.
You know, like I may have made friends with somebody. I don't know.
I understand. I definitely understand what you mean because obviously, your friends share. Like your friends can share some fucked up shit or if they're tagged and shit. There's definitely a lot more rubbish that is like filtered through Facebook. Where Instagram, it's a little bit more controlled. Besides obviously the ads, which you can't really help. I think it's like every five posts there's an ad now.
Yeah, that's right. And even then, the ads are still sometimes relevant to the stuff that I'm watching.
Yeah.
I go through and I will hide an ad or comment, where you can leave a comment saying, I don't want to see this anymore. I'll go through that, and I feel like I filtered through the stuff I don't want to see. Now the ads that I get are ads that I want to see or stuff relevant to stuff.
Yeah, it's targeted.
It's mainly just friends skateboarding, snowboarding, wakeboarding in my feed anyway. I don't really have much else going on.
I definitely feel like there was a stage in my life where I'd open my phone and I'd just completely zone out for maybe 3 or 4 minutes and then click back in realizing I'd been scrolling on Facebook for no fucking reason. And
it's a big time burner, man.
Yeah.
And props to people who obviously he has notifications for everything turned off. He will not go on Facebook or Instagram for a week.
Is that, you said Jason, right?
Super impressive. I mean, I like to go on Instagram. I think I'm on Instagram 4 hours a day or something.
You said Jason, right, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a different fish out of the pond, that bloke.
Different dude.
Yeah, he's a good bloke.
He's just wired different.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I'm pretty similar. If you said 4 hours, I've set my phone up to tell me if I've been on an app too long. So then but then it gives you the option to ignore it or listen to it, and I
take
can't.
your own advice. It's like past Mitchell looking out for future Mitchell.
But it's I still just skip it and just continue scrolling. It's super bad. But I honestly think it's just that's why I really try to be especially because what I'm trying to push in this whole thing that I'm doing, I try to be productive when I am scrolling. So it's just little things, man. Looking for new things to look at that are, I don't know, new people to follow, especially when it comes to snowboarding and stuff. Always just dropping your name, sort of trying to get out there. Because obviously I think the main goal for me is to be somewhat of a filmer in the sports industry. So dropping my name around there, yeah. But
when it comes to Instagram, you kind of want to obviously keep your following to followers ratios. If you got following more than follows you, you kind of want to keep that a bit balanced.
Yeah.
So I always catch myself going through my following and on my who I follow and unfollowing people. Just not because I don't want to see their stuff, but because either their accounts aren't active anymore or becomes irrelevant or something. So I stop.
It's a weird thing, man. It's literally a business in itself. It honestly is. People think it's somewhere where you go to share your photos, but it's literally a business. It's a business.
People just can't get over the people who just live off, like I think Instagram, and they don't work. It's just Instagram or social media. I guess that's what you're kind of trying to push for yourself.
It's definitely not. I definitely don't want my sole provider of income to be Instagram because, you know, obviously with what happened last week, what they said their update would be wasn't exactly what it was. But like it could definitely. What was that? Sorry.
What was the update?
Oh, you're just gonna have to go watch last week's podcast.
Oh.
It pretty much they spoke about removing likes from Instagram, and I don't know. There was all this, and to be honest, it just you know, quick story. Pretty much, no one can see how much your photo's been liked except you. And then if you really want to see how much that photo's been liked, you can click on the amount of people who have. It'll click on it, it'll show you the names, and if you really want to count, you can.
Oh, so it doesn't come up with a
number
like count anymore?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, they said it would be a lot worse. They said they were pretty much going to remove likes altogether, but they technically didn't.
Why would they? That's so silly.
Yeah.
I feel like just, I don't know, personal satisfaction of being able to see how many likes you've got, or like how many things your friends. I don't know, like.
Well, this is what they're trying to remove because their main push for it was because of like the health risks that it's creating for like young kids who have been, because like when we were growing up, you know, getting satisfaction, self-satisfaction of something was something that you sort of had to earn, and it was like, well, to get it from your mother or your friends, you actually had to physically do something that was like, you know, sort of a bit, I don't know, not insane, but like was driven. But now it's like, you know, someone posts a photo, like a kid can post a photo of him doing like dope as fuck, and then gets like yeah, but like literally can get like likes in seconds, and it's like it's becoming so unhealthy for kids.
I definitely think that I'm not saying Instagram's any better than Facebook, but they're both as toxic as each other. And the people on there, and like the trolls, I don't really know if trolls are still a thing anymore.
Yeah, I definitely think they can both be just as toxic, but it's how you can definitely control it.
I mean, when I was on Facebook, I used to catch myself reading comments and stuff all the time.
Yeah, never got into that, man.
Comments. I never do that on Instagram. I don't know if it's because it's set out differently. I don't read the comments. But I don't get caught up personally in all that sort of stuff. So that's just me. The only
time I ever read comments is when like Cricket Australia will post something, and then like you just read, like, no offense, but like all the Indians will like comment on it, ripping it in Australia, and I just find it so fucking funny. So I always read that. But yeah. Do you know what, Moose man? I think it's been a great time. Sure. Nice having a chat. Is it still recording, Steph? It's still recording, so that's always a positive start.
Imagine if it's doing that again, I would have failed.
It's been 30 minutes.
It's been 30 minutes. Damn, alright. Time to go. 30 minutes. Whoa. Time flies when you're having fun, they say. But thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Ronnoco cast, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.
See you later, Moose.